Hi and welcome, everyone. I'm Konrad, CEO of RACEMAP. Thanks for being here on a Thursday. Before we start, all demos, everything you see works while you watch and afterwards. Race Day is live, no second takes. Your tracking solution needs to work reliably for your participants, your race control team, and of course, your own backend, all at the same time. And that's what we are demonstrating today. First, scalable tracking, Tanvir demos the RaceMap app, live tracking running in minutes. Second, race control and safety. Eric shows Safemap, how your team sees incidents and reacts faster. Third, your own integrations. Jens walks through our APIs, real-time data ready to connect to your tools and your workflows, all in 45 minutes, and you will leave with something you can use today. Quick context about RaceMap. We've been building live tracking since 2010 when we were students. Our first tracking app shipped for the Dresden Marathon 2 years later in 2012. We made every mistake possible, complicated setup, system fails under load, data arrived delayed, etc., etc. And what you will see today is a result of 16 years of fixing issues and constantly improving. In 2025, we crossed 1,200 commercial events and more than 8,000 GPS trackers powered our partners' offerings through our platform, not through marketing, because operators keep coming back and recommending RaceMap to their friends. We provide the platform on support. You know your events and own the relationship with your clients. 3 people who built what they are about to show you. First, Tanvir, lead developer for all RaceMap apps. He will demo seamless live tracking with our app, and you can join the tracking even during this webinar. Second, Eric builds Safemap. He'll show you how race control sees what's happening and reacts before a problem becomes a crisis. Third, Jens leads our API work. If you want your own tools talking to the live race data, this is for you. All right, Tanvir, it's yours now.
Thank you, Konrad. I will share my screen now. Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Tanvir Islam. Konrad already introduced me, so let's jump to the workshop. So in this case, I really want you to download the app now because we will do together. First, you can scan this QR code. It will redirect to you to the URL, and I will also share the URL on the chat. So yeah, I have shared the URL on the chat, and also you can scan it. Or also you can search on the Play Store App Store by the name of our app, RaceMap. So in the meantime, I will explain what I will present. First, I will show you how to join to an event, how to register to an event, and how to start the live tracking and see your dot on the map. Second, if you are not participant, you might be a spectator. So in that case, you don't need to join, you don't need to register to the app. You just have to open the map and you can see the dot. And the last, if there is any question, you can ask me. So let's continue. I hope you already downloaded the app. So this is the event. You can scan this QR code, or on the search bar, you can type this. I will scan the QR code from with my phone. So let's open the camera. It's very simple. Just open your built-in camera, scan. It will redirect to you to the app. It is asking, I have installed the app freshly. You will get this kind of permission. So it is asking for notification permission. So if you allow it, you will get notification when event will start. So you can see the key is already filled here. You just need to write your name and the race number. Race number will be provided by organizer or anything. So I will type randomly. Then I have to agree that my name and race number can be visible publicly in the leaderboard. Registration complete. Now it will ask you for your location. Please allow while using the app, so that when you minimize it, it can detect you. It can track you. You will see after registration, there is a bottom sheet and a button to start tracking. Just click on the tracking button. It will start tracking. I can see my location here. So I will continue. I showed you how to scan the QR code and register. Now I will show you how to type the QR code on the search bar. So this is the key will be provided by organizer. Let's type it on the search bar: 99RYE4. It's same. It is redirected to REST sign up page. And feed 2. REST number 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, anything, and sign up. Same while using app. So I can see tracking button. I will start. I will open a fake location because it is an emulator. River Drive. Okay. So if I want to see my location, I can see here. Also, I can see from the event. This is event details page. Then map. In the meantime, I will share one deep link so that if you are a spectator, you are not a participant, you can directly click that deep link and watch the race live. I have shared the deep link on the chat box. Okay. So let's see how many participants have already registered. Wow, I can see so many participants registered. If I click on one, I can see the location dot here. This is my location dot. This is Konrad. I can see other participant also registered from Vietnam. Okay. Nice. So yeah, you can see the location dot here. This is the race path, race course. So I cannot see anyone nearby race course. All are from different locations. Okay, so as I have shared the deep link, you can open the deep link. It will redirect to the event details page. Here you can see map, leaderboard, contact, feedback. So if you open the leaderboard, you will see the registered participant list. So the statistics and other data you can see here. We have custom button links. So if organizer want to show any page, they can configure it here and it will be visible here. And I have configured one form. If you have any question for future, if you want to know, you can write here your comment and you can give us the rating here also. We will try to answer your question, and even details are here. So yeah, thank you. This is how you participate to the race. So now if you have any question, you can ask me directly. I will answer you. No question? I cannot see any question on chat box also. So yeah, thank you for your time. From here, my colleague Eric will continue about Safemap.
Thanks, Tanvir. Hi, everyone. My name is Eric Cherkasov. I'm a software developer here at RACEMAP, and my part today is going to cover the Safemap. I also want to share my screen, so you should see our Safemap. Before we look at the Safemap, I want to give you a quick overview of why safety operations in long-distance events are so demanding. There are two main challenges. The first one is the high risk and low visibility. Operation teams have to track participants across vast remote areas. They rely entirely on GPS data to catch risk, like crashes or people getting lost. And the second one is the long duration. These events can run for hours or even days. So you have rotating teams, need a reliable system to track everything without losing any information during handovers. And this is where Safemap comes in. It solves these issues by bringing all critical alerts into one central dashboard. This enables fast, well-documented decision-making. So let's take a look at the Safemap in action. But before we do, I just post a link to a demo in the chat. So please feel free to click around and test it out yourself. But of course, you can also follow my walkthrough. Okay, so we are now on our Safemap demo page. This demo is based on data from a past event and illustrates how Safemap operates during a live race. And I want to give you a quick overview. So on the top left, we have the event details, so the start and end time, and the total race distance. Then we have here the participant lists. So here we can search, filter, and sort participants. For example, I want to see the participant with the bib number 20, so I just search for it. Or maybe I want to see participants with very good battery health, so I just adjust the slider right here. And yeah, as you can see, now we only have a sub part of all participants displayed. And I can also sort them. Maybe I want to have participants with the most recent last location on top of the list. And yeah, as you can see here, we have the last location, so they are very recent. So our Safemap is designed to reduce noise through filtering, helping teams to focus on what matters most at any given moment. And this is critical for events with hundreds of athletes, so you can find someone in seconds. Okay, then let's take a closer look at a participant entry. So each participant entry has additional information. As I already told you, you have the last location. Then you see if the participants tracker is online or offline. You see the battery health and the cover distance. So these values can be early warning indicators. For example, if a participant has a low battery or is offline, this can be a sign for a possible upcoming risk. And yeah, we also have additional information about alerts. So this participant has one unresolved crash alert. So let's take a closer look at the alert. And this can be done by selecting the participant and take a look at the participant chart. So here we have the participant chart right here. And this shows the distance to the shadow track, speed over time, and the elevation. And it helps to spot abnormal behaviors, such as sudden stops, slowdowns, or away from track behavior. And it provides a clear visual overview of all alerts of the participants over time. And yeah, as you can see, when I hover over the participant chart, it's directly connected to the map. So for example, when I want to take a closer look at the crash, exactly where it occurred, this is possible. Now we take a closer look at the map section. So here we have a purple line right here. This is the shadow track. So the path the participants should follow along. Then we also have the coordinate trail of the selected participants. So you see these red dots right here that are connected. So these are all the locations we received from the participant. Of course, we see also active alerts, for example, this crash right here. And one special features are the protected zones. You can see one protected zone right here. So these zones suppress alerts in areas where unusual behavior is expected to prevent false alert and keep the alert list clean. So a typical use case would be the start line because participants wait there. So we can use these protected zones to prevent unnecessary no movement alerts, for example. Okay, now let's switch to the alert section. And yeah, here I can see all alerts that occurred during the race. And yeah, of course, I can also filter them. Maybe I only want to see alerts for a certain participant. So this is crucial during high alert volume for efficient teamwork. And yeah, each alert has additional information, so I can see exactly the participant that is connected to the alert and see exactly where it occurred. Of course, also when, and yeah, really helpful information. Then one special thing that is deactivated because this is a demo map, but you can change an alert state because we at RACEMAP designed a multi-operator collaboration workflow. What does this mean? This means that we allow teams to work across shifts and roles without losing context. So I can set an alert state to resolved if we found a solution for the alert. For example, yeah, we contacted the participant and asked if everything is all right, and he said, yeah. Then we can set it to resolved, and it's grayed out. So you can see a resolved alert right here. This helps us to keep our alert list clean, but we can also assign it to a team member so that we say, okay, you should take care of this alert. And we can also set it to standby if it will be revisited later. Okay, I hope this gave you good insights into how our Safemap works to show you exactly what happens in an emergency. I'm now going to trigger a live alert. So this is why I prepared a second demo where I also want to share the link in the chat. If you want to see the alert occur on your own screen. And yeah, for this, I have a physical GL300 tracker right here. So this specific device is great because it has additional safety features like a dedicated SOS button and built-in crash detection. So yeah, we designed the Safemap with this device in mind. And yeah, first I will start by pressing the SOS button right now. And let's see how it pops up in our dashboard in real time. Yeah, so as you can see here, we had an SOS that triggered. Yeah, we see exactly where it triggered. And yeah, for example, here I can also show you how we could change the state, because this is a real event. And now will trigger the crash detection by just dropping the tracker on my desk. So let's hope. Okay. So yeah, it's already triggered. The tracker is vibrating right now. So a participant has the opportunity to resolve the alert if it was a false alert. And yeah, so you see we received a crash fall accident. Okay. I hope seeing this live tracker alert in action gave you a clear picture of how we manage these emergencies in real time. Now I will hand over to my colleague Jens, who is going to tell you more about RACEMAP APIs. So over to you, Jens.
Sorry, thank you very much. Hope everybody can hear me, and I will try to share my screen too. So I want to talk about our APIs. So you already seen our players, no? Tanvir showed it as example of the live tracking with the app. It looks like this. Usually we show the races in this way. It's for spectators. It's live, but we also have instant replay. So you can replay the race using the slider here on the bottom. And if you have selected one of the teams you want to follow or one of the starters, that's a different color. And you can have a visual view into the race. So, but sometimes you have the question or the problem so that you want to get this data into your own system. So this is mostly about developers, or nowadays with AI support, you are very fast building your own dashboards, and then you came up with the question how to process our data. For this problem to be solved, we have our APIs, and these are simple HTML endpoints where you can grab all the data. So it's mostly REST, so you need a simple browser and you can just check out the stuff and try around. So we have different APIs in our system. So they have different names like current or ranks or times. And now I want to go through each of it and show you how this works. Every of our APIs is also very well documented. So you can always go to our documentation in docs.racemap.com and read if you have some time, read through our documents. So, and in our documentation, we also have all the time samples of our APIs. And all the data you can get from there is well documented and described in these tables. So, and just to show you how it looks like. So you can call, for instance, this current API, and then you get a bunch of data. So you get like a list of participants, and for each of the participants, you get a lot of numbers. For instance, how far he already ran on the track, or how far he has to run until he reaches the finish. And we also calculate gaps to the leader. So you can always ask the question, how far away is he before the chasing guy, and so on. So, and to test these APIs, we have some events that are running in an infinite loop. So you can, if you are a developer, just go to our examples and then test this APIs. You've seen this. I'm did this in my browser now. Okay, if we can zoom in a little bit, that the information is a little bigger and better to read. And there we have this URL. It's always racemap.com. And then our events have this ID. And then you can append any of this API endpoints, and you get just this JSON list here, and you can process this with your own systems. So, and if you want a newer state, so let's see, we want to have a look at some starter that is not already in the finish. So this is a race. You can press F5, and then it updates. So all the information you get is really live. So when you call our APIs, the system calculates the latest state we know, and then you get it. So the APIs have some additional parameters. This is also very well documented in our documentation. So sometimes you want to know a special information just for one participant or for one point in time, and these additional parameters are described very well here. So let's go back to my overview. So, okay, let's talk about what is the current API about. So the current API is really the live stream of a race. So you can get an overview, how far has anyone gone or how fast is anybody. We have different values of velocity and speed. And with this API, you can build your own dashboards. So if you are have a development team or you're good at using AI, you can build very fast on top of this. So another API that is maybe interesting is our Ranks API. This Ranks API is also documented in our documentation. There's also the live examples where you can see what it's doing. And the Ranks API basically represents the leaderboard. So RACEMAP also has a leaderboard option. You can activate it. This is our leaderboard here. It's our representation, and you see just like a table, and there you see from this race who has covered the most distance at the moment and who is so far the leader. And all this data in this table is basically the same data you get if you call the Ranks API. So it's this endpoint, and all the data from the table is just here in this JSON. So you're able to build your own dashboards. The Ranks API has a focus on the ranking, as the name says. So we do live sorting, which one is first. We have different metrics there. So we sort by who is the fastest, has covered the most distance, and we also sort by who is covered the most distance in the shortest amount of time. So you can just decide which one ranking you want to show in your leaderboard. And a lot of our customers also give their participant tags, like the age or the gender or the what class they're in, or maybe a club or a team where they are in. And the Ranks API is also able to do ranking within this buckets, I would say. So you can define with parameters which ranking you want to have. Maybe you have two teams, they have each 10 participants, and you want to know the first one is in the second team or in the first team. So you can just add URL parameters, and then we calculate this live. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to configure these APIs. The Ranks API is also a live example you can call. It's most of the time this 100K race with some starters. So it's a long-lasting race. You also have a lot of time to do development while the race is running. So you can make good progress until the race starts again. So it's an infinite loop. Oh, let's go back to my overview. We also have a times API, And this is more likely to like a timekeeping system, but without the timekeeping system. So a lot of timers use this timekeeping system. You have to distribute them on the track. So you have to go to a point far away and put the hardware there. In our Times API, you are able to define virtual timekeepings that you just put on the track. And when a guy with a device like a GPS tracker or a mobile phone is passing this point, we generate a time there. So, and this timestamp you can see in the Times API. So it's also live. You can test around, and there you have this definitions at the beginning of the API. You already see again. They have a start timekeeping. You have one. It's called split one, or this one is another point, and so on. And then you get the times for each of the starter that was there. So like this. So you can build leaderboards or other timing dashboards where you can just show the time for each participant passing this point somewhere on the map. And you don't have to put hardware out there because the participants carry their own devices with them. It's usually easy to understand. Yeah, if you don't have any data, the area is empty, so you know, okay, the guy has still to run some meters to get to this timing point here. Okay. So, and if you want to see some examples, what is possible, we also have our grabber tools. It is a small collection of very small HTML tools you can use to learn how APIs can be used. No? It's also shown in our documentation, and this is just examples. So maybe you can build like this very, very, very small dashboard. It's only monitoring one participant or one team, and it just shows the distance to the finish in a live way by calling our API. So, or there's a more complex dashboard you can build. It's very easy, just a standalone HTML file. So it just shows this one team in relation to the other teams. So they are very in front and the other teams are very far behind. And then you see nicely that the distance between the participants of the race. So this may be interesting for if you want to add a big screen in front of the race at the race ground, or you want to do some TV broadcasting where you want to build overlays for your TV broadcast to show stuff. And so you're really free to do the stuff like design-wise that fits your own company identity or how you like to style your stuff, and we only provide the data. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about these 3 APIs and how you can build your own dashboards. So, and I want to really focus again that a lot of our events, sample events, are really online, and this is different to other technical systems. It's really online all the time. You can try with real life data your programming and test your dashboards. I think this is a big advantage. The URL pattern is always the same. It's just RACEMAP.com APIs. Your event ID for your event or for the public events we provide, and then you can add current or times or ranks, and then you get the data. It's very easy to try out. So that was my part about RACEMAP APIs, and now I switch back to Konrad, I guess.
Thanks, Jens. Excellent. Let's take your question now, and I really appreciate that already many questions occur. And just to make it a little bit, let's say, open for everyone, I will go back in the chat and read the questions as some more comments than I was able to type in short here. So here we have, okay, question about Safemap, protected zone, let's say intention and use case. Simplest use case of a protected zone. Imagine a 7-day ultra cycling race. There are rest zones. And of course, you can assume that participants won't move during rest. So we know the devices will go into the non-movement state, which is important to know when no rest is expected. But during rest, we don't want to get, let's say, this kind of information noise. So, and the protected zone Eric showed in Safemap was such a protected zone. Participants were forced to stay there for at least 2 hours, and the non-movement notification was suppressed in this, let's say, geolocation. Yeah, and you can imagine other geolocations. Like if, giving you another example, maybe you have a segment where you don't, or where participants don't need to follow a provided track, just get any way from A to B, like own navigation skills. Then, of course, we can expect that in this segment, many participants will not follow the provided track, which means our system automatically will detect a notification away from track. And we can suppress this because this notification can be expected in a specific area. That means you can set parameters to reduce noise according to the expected behavior of the participants to be able to identify the unexpected behavior, which can be a signal for a problem. Okay, let's go on. Again, a question about GPS device settings. And now I'm commenting on the GL300 cracklink devices, let's say all types of the series. The devices can be configured in a wide range, depending on the requirements of the event. Imagine you have an ultra cycling endurance race. You can set up the device for an autonomy for more than 7 days, which means they will report their location every 5 minutes or even less. So, but maybe you can imagine a different use case. Let's imagine what Jens introduced, API usage for video production, maybe a pro cycling race. The video team wants immediate information with a high frequency. The device can be set up to send updates every 2 seconds. This is a range. Yeah, it depends on you. What do you need? Ask yourself, then do the settings remotely through RACEMAP. Okay. Okay, and a specific question about the report interval with RACEMAP app. This is fixed every 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, a question about load. How many, let's say, devices can be processed in RACEMAP for one event? So you can imagine we have at a regular weekend maybe 30 events. We don't know. We stop counting. At the end of the year, we do the balance and then we are surprised. Anyways, there are events with more than 10,000 devices in one contest, and you need to know in fact that of course on other parts of the world there are other events with maybe 1,000 participants. Also on simple spoken, load is currently not a bottleneck. Yeah. Okay.
And if you're interested, we can provide examples.
Yeah.
As replays with thousands of athletes inside. So you test your app or your computer if it's working.
Another question addressing the leaderboard provided by RACEMAP. A good question, because this is questioning the quality of the data. And now we come to the point where, let's say, the behavior of the participants, let's say the human mistakes might prevent good data. And this is what we realize when using the app. The app has advantages like low cost, scalability, etc., etc. You can seamlessly integrate it into your workflows, but you have to rely on human behavior, like participants have to charge the battery, participants have to think about to take the device, the smartphone, to the start line, and then they have to think about to start the press a start live tracking button. So we receive data only if the participants are, let's say, doing the simple things. So in other words, we do not recommend feeding a leaderboard with data from our tracking app. But different story with the autonomous GPS devices. They are like a black box. You can rely on constant location data, and many users are, let's say, building their own or a RACEMAP leaderboard from data provided through GPS trackers. Yeah, it's very simple. You can set intermediate geofences along the race course for intermediate virtual timing points. Okay, more questions. Please type, or if you prefer, unmute.
So
If not,
I also have seen that a lot new attendees were coming into our webinar. Maybe we should restart the app tracking once again.
No, we are running out of time. I want to close punctual. Any questions? Yeah, just type or unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Ivan from the EKS Timing Company in Ukraine. I wanted to ask for the GPS devices, which type of the satellites they use, and with the protocol can we define some, because a lot of jamming in our area and we have different GPS coordinates reading, and will it be possible to have it working stably?
Yeah. I can comment on the Quacklink GL300, let's say different type of devices. They support GPS, GLONASS, and the China satellite navigation system. So 3 type of different navigation satellite types are supported through the Quacklink technology. Yeah.
Are they using the cold start, or they receive the coordinates from a local base station, or we can limit it, configure it?
Don't really get it, the question.
I mean the GPS-A, different protocols which can, like simply mobile phone, with you receive the coordinates from the mobile operator, so they can only use the satellites, or it can be configured.
Okay.
I think GPS devices only use the dates from the satellites, but phones sometimes use also information from Wi-Fi towers or something.
Yes, and our system, let's say, not for how we process the data, but you as an operator of live tracking, the information of the cell tower is relevant, maybe for debugging or to see what's going on. And this information is accessible if you use our recommended SIM cards through we call it tracker management dashboard, which is the overview or the remote control of your pool of GPS trackers. There you see which cell tower, where it is located, which is relevant in case if you don't have a current location coordinate from the, let's say, GPS or other satellite system. Yeah. Other questions? Thanks. Okay. Thanks for your questions. A quick recap of what you just saw. First, RACEMAP app, live tracking up and running fast, scalable for many participants and across many events. Second, Safemap, your race control team sees every incident in real time, SOS alerts, crash detection, participants' position, all information in one interactive dashboard. And third, APIs, real-time data ready to connect to your own applications and workflows. Reliable data, faster response, less manual effort on race day. If any of this fits what you are running or what you want to offer, then your next step is a one-to-one call with me. I now share your screen to show you how you, do you see it? Can you, do you see?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's working.
Good. Perfect. And this is our landing page, racemap.com. And you can't miss this button, schedule video call. You press on it. It takes you 30 seconds to find a free slot. We offer 6 slots per week. And yeah, then we meet. We have 20 minutes, no sales script, just a conversation to find out if and how RACEMAP is the right fit for your operation.
And we will post this recording on YouTube.
Yes. Danke, Eric, Jens. Thank you for your excellent demos. Thank you all for your time and questions today. And interested in more, then check out the deep dives on our YouTube channel. Bye.